Alright, hello everyone, how's it going? This is Christopher Z, of course, and Mikey Allstar here, and today we have a little bit of a different video. Oh yeah! So today I wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about for a while now, and I've finally been doing it. I talked about it a little bit on our updates video last time, and now I just want to just sort of go over it. So, I've decided to, I really like, just like sort of looking at what I'm doing and try to figure out ways to step it up a little bit because, I sort of became complacent in some of the things that I was doing a while ago, like back in the day, back in like, I don't know, like 2016, 17-ish. And then I realized that, it's time for a change, that this stuff isn't working anymore, that I wasn't really satisfied with the way that I was making videos and everything like that. I was posting like a million minifigure showcases, and who really cares about that? Like, oh yes, here's the minifigure. Thanks for watching. Like I made a lot of videos, but they weren't really videos. Just like, yeah, I could look back and be like, guys, remember that time that I reviewed the Lego Boba Fett minifigure? Like, no, who cares, honestly. But, yeah. So I really wanted to like make a change and make more, quote unquote creative videos instead of just all these like minifigure videos back in the day. And I just wanted to sort of refine the craft and everything, refine things that I've been doing, not just like, oh, I'd settle for what I've got, like, oh, this is fine as it is, but try to make improvements, try to get, try to make this action better and stuff like that, try to up the action with Guy and the Devil and try these new, different sort of maybe narrative and camera tricks and everything like that, these new techniques and whatnot in the short films and everything. That was the main purpose of the short films, was to sort of, figure out different ways of telling stories, unique stories and everything like that. And of course also to mess around stylistically and sort of try to find my own style or figure out what works and what doesn't and everything. So it's been really fun, continuing to do that for so many years now. And I've been like, I've got to like find more ways to like move forward because of course, I'm not doing stop motion, all right? Stop motion is fun and I enjoyed it, but it's very time consuming. I just don't have the time to do that. So with so many other things going on, if this was the only thing that I was doing, I mean, yeah, I'd probably make the shift to stop motion, but sadly, there just isn't enough time in the day for stop motion. If I didn't have so much going on, I would, but yeah, no stop motion. So I have to figure out ways to make this stuff work without stop motion. And of course, it won't be as good as a stop motion video because a stop motion video has the advantage of a lot of different things that you can do with stop motion and everything, and special effects and whatnot, and green screen, and all sorts of really cool stuff that these brilliant stop motion engineers are doing. I saw somebody recently is using paper for like blaster shots and lightsabers and everything. It looks really good. It's really cool stuff. But that's not me. So what am I doing? So I've had this program. It's called DaVinci Resolve. It's a free program. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff you can use for it, and there is a paid version, of course, that has more special features and everything like that. If it's something you're really like gonna use like every day or something like that, there's like some special features you want to test out, then maybe that's worth it. But for me though, I find that the free version is quite nice. There's a lot of different things there. You can do transitions, you can put in text and everything, and my favorite thing is color grading. That's why we're here, because I've decided to finally start trying to color grade my videos and everything like that. I used to just sort of accept what was going on with the camera and move on from there. Sometimes I try to brighten things on Windows Live Movie Maker, which is a great program. It's a really, really nice program. I wish they supported it still, because I really like it a lot. I still use it. It's a very amateur, small-time program. But you can do some pretty cool stuff with it. All the stuff that I've done in the past, that was all Windows Movie Maker. Until very recently when I started using more DaVinci. So there's some things you can't do. You can't really, like, the aspect ratio stuff that I do, you can kind of do some stuff like that, but it's a lot easier on DaVinci and everything like that. And, like, the overlapping stuff that I do sometimes, if you look back at or Bottoms Up, the short that I made, there's like a scene where you get to see like this character. It's sort of like a drinking montage, and it's all like crammed together in like one scene. Everything's overlapping. You can't do that, and can't do that in Windows Live Movie Maker, sadly. But still a lot of really cool stuff. Like all of the effects that I did on that one Founding Fathers video, Windows Live Movie Maker. But I want to upgrade my craft. I want to go further with things. So I've decided to start color grading stuff. I've used filters in the past and everything. Black and white filter, fantastic. Sepia tone filter, fantastic. Blue filter, a little ugly, but it's okay. It can work sometimes. Other stuff like that. The freaking rainbow disco dance filter. That's one of my favorites, of course. But yeah, I've sort of slowly been building up to this. Like I did in the past, Wandering Soul. It was this Lego short film that I made that sort of takes place in Vietnam and sort of like this creepy horror type video that wasn't one of my best short films, I will say, but it exists and it's out there, so that's something maybe kind of. It can be deleted though as well, which is also an option. But anyways, so the point is that I've been messing around with this a little bit. I sort of did some green, kind of eerie, spooky color grading and everything like that. So I thought that was kind of fun. I wanted to do something. I wanted to broaden the colors and everything. I wanted to not just like do black and white or sepia, blue or whatever. I wanted to actually like do something like sort of like almost like black and green almost. So that's where that came in. And after that, I sort of like did some here and there. Like there's like a Man on the Moon episode that I did some of that and everything. I did like an orange filter and stuff like that. So pretty cool. And but then it was recently when I did lip sync. I was like, I really want to like go all out with this one. I really like the idea and everything. So I was like, all right, I gotta do this, and I did. And it was really fun. I changed the aspect ratio. I messed around with the colors and everything like that. Um, and yeah, it was a fun time. Of course, it still uses black and white and everything like that, but yeah, that was really fun. I wanted to make it look more vivid and sort of sun soaked a little bit, so that's what I tried to do. Just sort of, it was just me messing around with all the wheels and stuff on the color grading option, and of course adding a aspect ratio too, because I really like that sort of 4:3 aspect ratio. I think it's really nice and everything. It sort of feels a little more cramped, a little more personal perhaps, because you're zooming in closer instead of like the black bars kind of narrowing your view that way, but it's narrowing the view like sort of almost feels like closer to like faces and everything like that. So I really like that. But yeah, so that was like my first like sort of big experiment, and I was like, I got to do this more often. So I decided that Connor David, the newest Connor David movie, which by the way was the first Connor David movie in years. I forgot when the last one was posted. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. So it felt good to finally have another Connor David video out. And I can also say that as an aside, I will do more eventually. Not this year, but eventually I will do more. So Connor David, he's going to be around for a while. Anyways, though, so I really wanted to like color grade that. I didn't want to just like color grade like the spooky ghost town and make that sort of eerie, but I wanted to color grade everything. So every scene in there, I touched up. Some of the scenes maybe don't look as good as they could have been. Other scenes maybe look perhaps a little better than what the camera was capturing. I don't know. I'd like to think so, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I really wanted to just sort of dive into that and really like spend some time sort of messing around with the colors, not only just like playing around with the music and the sound and everything, but now finally playing around with color. So that's been really fun. And yeah, I still have a lot of learning to do. I'm going to watch some videos on how to color grade and everything like that, and practice more, keep on going at it and stuff, keep on color grading these videos, keep on keeping on, as they say. And yeah, so it's going to be a fun journey. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at right now as far as the creative process. I did it also with Radioactive Serial Man 2. That one, every scene is also color graded too. There's not a lot of scenes in there, but there are scenes and everything. And I've sort of been like, just trying to mess around and see what works, see what doesn't. Some of the stuff maybe doesn't work as well. Like for instance, sort of there's the bit where he's locked up by the equalizer and everything like that. And I sort of made it look a little eerie and grungy and stuff with a sort of like yellow-green kind of filter and everything. And I think it works in some shots, but I think some of the shots, like there's like a shot of Lazy Man that's like, or not Lazy Man, Punch Guy, who's like in the darkness and everything. It's black on black basically. And that shot doesn't look as good with the darker colors and everything like that. So that probably could have been, I probably could have gone back and touched it up a little more, honestly, but at the time I thought it looked okay, but now I'm looking back, I'm like, it doesn't look as bad. There's like some parts that I thought were kind of iffy, but I was like, I think this works. And when I uploaded it, it actually looks better on YouTube. Maybe it's the compression that YouTube does or something, or I don't know what it may be, but yeah, but I do like, there's a scene. So if you've seen it, there's a scene where Radioactive Serial Man, like, he sort of re-energizes as the title goes, and it's like a burst of light, and it's all green and stuff. Originally, that wasn't even, like, green. That was just, like, just a a blue light from my flashlight, and I turned that green with reason, or not reason. That's a music program. I turned it green with Resolve, and yeah, and I kind of liked how that turned out. And I've been like sort of adding some slower color grading too. Like for instance, there's the scene where he's like getting ready for his big date and everything like that. That's like there's some color grading there. I'll put them like side by side, and you can probably see like some difference there. I don't think it's like super monumental, but I think it's just sort of like made it just look even better, just a little bit. Um, so yeah, so I might be adding some more black bars to certain videos to sort of make it more cinematic feeling, sort of getting that sort of movie 16 by 9 type aspect ratio and everything like that, sort of artificially. Of course, like paying attention, like when I filmed Connor David, I was like paying attention and making sure that things wouldn't be cut off by like where the bars were. So I try to keep everything like sort of in the center, the middle center, and everything. So nothing like at the bottom of the screen that you can't see because of the black bars and everything. And of course I did the same thing with lip sync too, because I have done videos before with that aspect ratio, so I sort of knew what to do and how to film it based on my prior experiences and everything. So it worked out. I'm 90% certain that Isamu also used that aspect ratio too. It's been a long time since I've seen it, okay? But I'm pretty certain that I used that for Isamu as well, the sort of Lone Ronin video that I made a few years ago. It's very fun. And I was gonna like do the entire thing in Japanese. I was like, I don't speak Japanese. I was like, I could just write it down and like sound it out and everything. It didn't work. I tried it for one scene. I was like, all right, well, English it is. Thanks. Moving on. But anyways, though, yes, this is sort of the new path that I'm going down. That doesn't mean every video will be color graded. I won't be color grading the TV series type stuff like Man on the Moon. Probably not. But movie stuff, I would like to do that moving forward. So if you notice a difference in the way that things look, that's why. I also did it, of course, with the latest short film as well. I wanted it to look very blue, so I kept it in color instead of using, black and white or any sort of thing like that. We have a few that are in color and everything like that, so I thought this would be kind of a fun one to do in color. But of course, we'll still go back to black and white too. I'm sort of still obsessed with that aesthetic. Yeah, so I will still use, I used to use lighting effects to get sort of this almost color grading look to it. Like with Guy and the Devil, all of that is using lights and stuff, so I'll still be using, in-camera stuff as well, like blue lights and red lights and whatever lights I need. But yeah, more color grading coming up. I just wanted to talk about this, sort of have a fun little chat about sort of the process and everything and sort of where I'm going and everything. So, and also too, DaVinci Resolve, you can do a lot of fun things with text. That's why the text is so crazy in Radioactive Serial Man, that I was like, yeah, I was just having so much fun messing with the text and everything. So that's why it's all crazy and stuff. So, this is not advertised by DaVinci Resolve, but if it was, that would be cool. But it's not. So, yeah, as a creator and as a person that loves making videos, it is a great resource. So that's what I've been using, and I think it's awesome. Are there better stuff out there? Sure, of course. But it's a great resource, and it's free, like I said. That's crazy, right? So, yeah. More color graded videos coming up in the future. Every movie type video that I do, I'll probably try to make sure to color grade it. And I'll try to get better too. Like I said, it's a learning process, so bear with me. But anyways, I think that's enough rambling. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!